All right, everyone, welcome back into another PGA DFS video. Had the Sentry Tournament of Champions back. I'm excited. It's good to have PGA DFS back. It's my favorite process for fantasy sports. It's just fun. It starts out with Monday, kind of just doing, research and whatnot, updating data for me personally. Tuesday, it's kind of figuring out who the values bets are. Wednesday, just finalizing everything. And then Thursday, main slate, we got it going. And then we also have showdown slates from Friday until Sunday. So that is also going to be my strategy kind of going forward too, as well as to focus on showdown slates a little bit more. And that's the thing, the Hero World Challenge, and then a couple of the other like no-cut events prior to the break, is that I was able to take advantage of those just on the showdown slate. So the research doesn't stop at the, I guess, Thursday. So that's what's nice about PGA DFS. It's all the same information. We can just apply it for multiple slates. So that's fun. But let's just talk about this. I'm going to be going over the values, and what we know about no-cut events is that the typical strategy is that you want to do studs and duds. Took me a couple of years to figure it out, but once I figured it out, no-cut events have actually been kind of profitable, especially when you focus on showdown slates as well. So that is a process that we're going to want to do this week. And with that, I'm going to highlight some of the top value plays this week. These are going to be players that are most likely going to outproduce their price points because I really don't get their price points. So that will be a nice thing that we cover here. But first, I just want to tell you guys that the content structure is kind of staying the same, kind of changing. So what I'm going to do in 2022 is I'm going to post one big video, which I already did for the Sentry Tournament of Champions. The odds came out 2 weeks ago, and with no events in between, I was able to establish, who are the best plays. So that video is already out. If you guys want that, check it out. It has everything. It has the bets, fades, values, core plays, and whatnot. So it has all that in there, and that's also going to be a podcast that I release, but I'm doing that so I can make some short form content off of that. So like this video that I'm posting right now will typically just be a video off of that. So let's get into the values now that I kind of cleared that up for you guys. It's going to be a good one. So the first one I want to start off with is going to be Billy Horschel. So Billy Horschel is actually ranking out top 9 in the 9-to-5 model, which is pretty good, obviously. We can kind of see why. So over the past 6 months, which I'm looking at right now, typically I like to look at the past 10 events, but since there's been a big break, we have to look at the last 6 months. And just on that note, we do see a lot more variance when golfers have more time off. Pretty much the more time off a golfer has, the more variance. Go figure. So Billy Horschel, priced at $7K, so not exactly a value. I'm kind of cheating there, but we're going to go with it. You can see, 33rd, 9th, pretty good there in his last few starts. 52nd at the BMW Championship, really not good for the BMW Championship, but then 31st, 17th. So just as price point, we want him to finish pretty much 50% better than his top price point. Top half of the field is really what we're searching for there from him. I think we're going to get that from Billy Horschel. One thing I want to point out too is Billy Horschel is a little bit better. Let's go back to 6 months. He's a little bit better on all the, I guess, specialist stats for this tournament, which is kind of intriguing to me. So over the past 6 months, we can see if the weather gets worse, he actually has played really well on bad weather tracks. Seaside style courses, pretty good there as well. Bermuda greens, okay there. That's good enough there. And then long tracks, okay there. So no-cut events is what I really want to point out, is that significantly better on no-cut events than he is on full tournament field events. So just a player at his price point that I think is definitely going to do better than his price point and will probably finish in the top half of the field. But there's one value that really stuck out to me. I'm going to pull him up here as well. It's going to be Seamus Power. So Seamus Power, honestly, I really don't get it. We can see him here on the cheat sheet. 22nd play on the cheat sheet. Now that's fine. But what I want to point out to you guys is really what he's done over the past 6 months as well. Seamus Power has kind of been one of the best golfers on the tour in the past 6 months, and we get him priced at one of the cheapest for this tournament, which to me kind of shocking. Let's just look at his game log. 4th, miscut at the Memorial, 11th, 12th, 21st, miscut, 31st, 60th, 1st, 8th. So we can see the high upside finishes are there from him. I mean, we can see over his last 13 starts, made 11 cuts, 9 of them were top 25 finishes. 4 of them were top 10 finishes. I mean, in an event where you really want to chase the upside with a value, where there's not that much risk going with a value, and you kind of want to chase upside, that is definitely Seamus Power. The fact that we can kind of see that we could easily get a top 15 finish out of him, that's going to be spectacular to me to use him this weekend. Like I said, top 22 in the 9-5 model. And let's just see. Let's look at the specialist view here. Is he better on Bermuda? A little bit better on Bermuda greens as well. So definitely intriguing play to me is Seamus Power. And I actually had him as a core play originally. So good play there. And then let's get into another play here. Just Cage Lee. I'll pull him up here just on the cheat sheet. So Cage Lee is ranking out top 19 in the 9-5 model this week. And we can kind of see why. The thing that I like about him is so far with the stats that we've seen on tour thus far this season, done well. Ranking top 70 or better in all those stats. Strokes gained approach 70th, birdie to bogey ratio 20th, and then strokes gained off the tee 48th, and the long iron accuracy 65th in that. Made 3 straight cuts in a row. All of them were top 25 finishes. And like I said, all we really want out of a player is going to be a top 25 finish or a top 50% finish. So finishing in the top half of the field. I think we get that from Cage Lee this week. Then 2 other players that I don't exactly love, but I don't hate this week are going to be the players that are right next to him, Joel Damon and then Lucas Herbert. And I like their price points pretty much the most. So Joel Damon, it's more or less, been playing decent golf recently. His best surface over the past 6 months is Bermuda. And, he ranks top 21 in the 9-5 mile this week. So that suggests that he should finish, in the top half of the field or close to it. I think he's going to outproduce his price point. And then the last one, Lucas Herbert. So what I'm really hanging my hat on with Herbert is 2 things. One is that he had a win recently, and it was at kind of a similar style course. And then also the fact that long iron accuracy, he's top 20 on the tour so far right now, which is great. Problem with him as a play is that, he's very inconsistent, which I guess this week, not really going to matter too much. If you look at his previous event where he missed the cut, he had 1 bad round and 1 really good round. So obviously if we can get, just some scoring out of him at this price point, he should at least fantasy points wise outproduce this price point as well. So all going to be some good values for you. They're all values that I think are, going to help you make your studs and duds lineups, which, like I said, that's going to be the approach that you want to go with this week. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. If you guys want to join 9-5 Nation, the best value in PGA DFS, period. So many tools out there for you guys. You can $10 a month. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and as always,